didn't expect Sam to actually go live so quickly. I was doing a dumb face, and I didn't really expect him to go live, but Sam's no nonsense today. Straight into it. Welcome to High Rollers Uncharted Territory. This is our spin-off D&D series we're doing in association with Wizards of the Coast ahead of the launch of the Tomb of Annihilation in September. It's a brand new module based in the Jungle of Tolt. Jungle of
It
Cholt.
begins.
It begins already. The Jungle of Cholt facing off against evil liches and death curses and all sorts of nonsense.
Bad stuff.
Did you
Bad
not bring a
stuff.
pencil again?
And in fact, you should expect lots of player deaths. Speaking of which, let's meet our players this evening. We have Mr. Matthew Toffolo. Hello. Kim Richards.
Yo.
Katie Morrison.
Hello.
And of course, Chris.
Just Chris.
Just Chris this time. I like changing it up. Welcome. Thank you very much for joining us. Don't forget, you can watch our regular D&D live stream. I almost said our regular D&D show, and then I was like, no, I should say
D&D
live. But I almost said
stream.
live show. You can watch our regular D&D live stream
You got
on
this.
Sundays at 5 p.m. BST on twitch.tv/yogscast if you're watching this on twitch.tv/D&D. It's a homebrew campaign. It's very fun. Lots
I
of stuff,
want to
exciting stuff
watch
happening.
more D&D than that.
Do you? Chris
Yes.
Trott, would you like to watch more D&D than that? Well,
I
guess
really
what?
would, Mark.
The twitch.tv/D&D channel
No.
has got you covered.
Really?
Yes, that's right. 5 days a week of D&D.
Not Monday to Friday.
Monday to Friday,
Wow.
every day.
Please tell me what happens on every day.
Oh, I'd love to, Chris Trott. On Monday, you can watch Dragon Talk with Greg Tito and Shelley Masino.
I
We're
love
talking
Greg
about
Tito.
all about the
And
latest
Shelley too.
all the latest D&D news. On
Perfect.
Tuesday, do you like Chris Perkins?
I love Chris Perkins.
He's DMing.
He killed my
Dice-
character.
Just like me. You can watch Dice Camera Action on Tuesdays with the Waffle Crew. There's loads of crazy stuff happening to those guys at the moment. They're going
Yeah.
through some
They're actually at the
nuts.
season finale. Did they not do the finale?
Season finale
Or is
was
it
this week.
This week.
This week. Season 2 finale was this
So,
week.
yeah.
So there'll be a little break and then they'll be back. But then after that, you have Maze Arcana's first Fury's Reach stream of the week. Wednesday, you have Misclicks. Misclicks Risen, sorry. And then after that, you have Fury's Reach.
The opposite.
The other one.
The other
different
DM.
DM. I think it's one is Satine and one
One's
is Ruti.
Ruti, yeah.
So you can watch those two. And that's on Wednesday. On Thursdays, you have the C Team, which is over on twitch.tv/hyperrpg.
What team?
The C Team with my man, Jerry Hopkins, and the Penny Arcade Acquisition C Team, followed by Girls Got Story on twitch.tv/DND. And then on Fridays, it's us, followed by the Dragon Friends.
Dragon Friends.
Dragon Friends.
From Australia.
From Australia. And you can watch that, and there's all sorts of stuff. And I believe that there might be a bunch of stuff happening at Gen Con this weekend as well.
Yeah, I think there is.
We can't go there because we're from England.
Yes, basically. Thank you for reminding
I'm
me.
English, I am.
Thank You're not English.
I'm not.
Shut up.
Half.
Oh, right, yeah, okay. You're the only one that can say that. So you can watch all of that on twitch.tv/DND every week. It's very exciting. We are closing in near the end, my friends. It's
Episode
episode 7 of a 10-episode series.
No.
Yes. A small recap for you last week.
You're going to kill a character every episode from now on.
Probably.
Bullshit, I'm out.
It's just
a
gonna be your
recap of last week.
every week.
Our
Nina,
party.
could you draw another character?
She will kill you. She will kill you.
No, she won't. She loves drawing characters.
Does she?
Yeah. Last week, the party of adventurers were in the midst of a desperate battle inside the Tomb of Annihilation. A diabolical game created by Asasarak the Lich, where the party had to deposit glowing balls of energy into demonic faces, meanwhile facing off against a zombie beholder and several skelebobs, along with a miasma that was constantly draining their life. During the desperate game, 6 frisky flames
Went up in flames.
well,
No, he
got
went
turned to dust. Yeah.
I was trying
Despite numerous attempts at being knocked down and getting back up again, finally he was laid to rest with a disintegration ray that turned into a big pile of dust, killing him instantly. And with this being the Tomb of Annihilation, there is no resurrections.
Death curse.
Death curse. His soul was absorbed and fed into some sort of creature that Assessorank is creating. Afterwards, after a brief moment of sadness, the party descended into a strange tube-like device having one of the spirits of the 9 Trickster gods inhabit Kalar, granting her immense strength. Kubazan, the Brave, has possessed Kalar, and they crawled their way into a small set of tubes. The party was split up thanks to a Indiana Jones-style track switcher that split them up, with Sir Cromsby being deposited into a banquet hall full of kobolds and a tied-up Birdman called Ellic.
Is there a chance, Sam, we could... I emailed you really late. But
Like,
the character art on its
before-
own of Ellic, if possible, to show our wonderful audience the wonderful artwork.
but Nina
Nina
has
did.
drawn.
It was really quick as well.
Yay.
But if not,
Was.
we'll carry on. Until
There
that
he
comes.
is.
Hey! Ellic, everybody!
Ellic,
So cool.
the Blue Jay. We didn't really have a lot of what he looked like last week, so
I
imagine all
didn't
that.
imagine you as cool looking as that.
Imagine him a bit more scrawny.
Oh, I was thinking more like Bird Person from Rick and Morty.
He's
Yeah.
badass looking.
Of course, Rick. I am Bird Person. Very well.
I'm a blue jay.
He's a Blue Jay, covered in strange devices and trinkets and things
Vials
like that.
and satchels and stuff. Oh yeah, and I've also got a friend which you can't see
He hasn't,
yet.
he hasn't been introduced
You
yet.
haven't seen him yet, so
But
hold
yes,
off.
so Sir Cromsby was deposited in this banquet hall and was treated as quite the honoured guest by the strange lizard dog men, as kobolds, and was desperately kind of cheered for as guest. He was fed, watered, and told of great treasure down below at the bottom of the mine. Meanwhile, Fia and Kalar were deposited into a plunge pool, and when they surfaced, they noticed a large treasure hoard piled high at the bottom of this mine cavern-like place, atop of which slept a red dragon, who was
That is
alerted
fair.
to their presence and has introduced herself as Tinder, and the 2 ladies were left bargaining with the draconic being.
And
I
we
believe
heard
we. Yes, you heard the
chanting.
chanting as Sir Cromsby and Ellic were being led down a sloped corridor towards the dragon as they all cheered guest, 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 which Kalar realised in Draconic means food or meal. And that is where we left things off last week.
Yay.
Cromsby and Ellic. You are being led down a curving platform. It seems almost like a spiral going deeper and deeper into this mine. You can see that there were once rail tracks. There are no mine carts, but there's definitely still rail tracks. A few passages lead off, but most of them seem to have been filled up. And yeah, there's just kind of like a long shaft leading down, but the pathway is quite wide, and it seems to like descend down into sort of like a covered up cavern below.
Is your plan going to happen anytime soon?
Wait. Yes. All fine. But variables, there's many variables. Get back to me in 2.358 minutes.
Can I just turn to one of the little creatures and just go?
Yes.
Is he for real?
He's very strange as a great guest.
You're telling me.
Birdman hungry.
Yeah, oh, does the Birdman wish some food?
Yes.
Very well. And they bring over like a sack and they've kind of piled it full of
1.5
various.
minutes.
There's various foods in there that they start pulling out and holding up to your beak,
Yes, yes.
like rolls and things like that.
Eating good.
Oh no, your hands are currently bound to your wings and that.
Put
are
in
currently
mouth?
bound.
And you're
Yeah,
like
they hold it
pecking
up.
out with his-
Yeah, and they just continue leading you down.
Distraction.
You notice that as you're kind of going down deeper and deeper into this mine, it is getting hotter and hotter. You begin to kind of feel the oppressive jungle heat. You kind of got away from it in the cool kind of shadow of the mountain, but as you're getting lower and lower, it's actually rising and the heat is growing. You feel like you can kind of faintly hear the dripping of water, and almost like a slow rhythmic rumbling, kind of just caressing through the thing, almost like the stone itself is kind of gently rumbling.
Wait. Air density thickening. Temperature rising. Roughly 0.25 Celsius per 3.58 seconds.
If you're trying to say it's getting hot, yes, it's getting bloody warm.
Yes.
Oh, nothing to worry about, our guests. Just as we go deeper, the mine grows closer to the hot water.
Will it make food warm for belly?
Yes?
Good. Perfect.
And they start whispering.
We're so sorry. He's very strange.
Yes, it's
We
very
don't quite understand him.
No, I don't understand him either.
But we fear that if he makes his way, he will lead predators to us. There's a great many beasts that roam in the jungle.
Oh, yes. Like what?
Oh, great giant lizards. They crush my people beneath its great feet. They
really?
eat them whole.
Oh, blimey.
Yes, terrible.
Looking at rocky surface, carved out many centuries.
Give me perception checks, both of you.
Yeah. 10 plus
Oh, you rolled the same.
12. For me.
15. 15. 12, you, Alec, hear a kind of... and you begin... A couple of the kobolds look around nervously, and you can hear a few of them scampering up towards the main... where you've come down from. The sort of like the mine area where you awoke. And you kind of hear just, like some sort of like loud slam, almost. You hear the same thing, but you also begin to hear almost like a faint... Whatever, the voice is clearly very loud, but it must be quite far away. You can just kind of hear it echoing up the corridor, and you can just faintly hear this kind of voice just go, "Now, my honored guests, it seems that the pathetic little creatures that have devoted themselves to me are bringing me a meal. So, for the time being," and she grins this kind of large fanged grin as her draconic form slithers around on the gold. Judging by the size-wise, she is perhaps 3 times as large as the Ankylosaurus. So, large, but not the kind of fearsome beast that you might have heard of in legends back in the Sword Coast. Certainly not the largest dragon you've ever heard of. You would have heard of these great dragons that plagued the most of the Sword Coast and Faerun for a period a couple of years ago, that were seen flying overhead that would have dwarfed towns. This one looks like it's very large and obviously very intimidating, but not perhaps as big as those. But she kind of turns on you, a few flames licking in between her teeth, and she looks down. "So, you shall stay here as my guests for a time being. Yes? I would wish to hear more of this strange land that you come from, and perhaps you can tell me more about," and she kind of peers around, "what strange little creatures you are. You are at least pleasantly mannered for the time being."
I hope you enjoy your feast.
"Thank you." She just kind of grins to herself. As you can hear this procession coming down, it's kind of like, "Guest. You basically, the dragon leans up and breathes a big spout of flame up into the air. You two see this big gout of flame just kind of
Bloody hell!
lift up.
And they're like, no, nothing to worry about.
There's a great big bloody pool of fire coming out of there!
It is part of the cavern. It is pressure builds up and
Well, if you think
shoots
I'm going
fire.
down there to get my bloody testicles burnt off, you've got another thing coming!
But that is where the treasure is.
Also the treasure!
No, there is treasure down there, good guest.
I don't care! This poor chap, he's gonna be a roast chicken by the end of it!
That's racist.
What?
I'll let it slip.
You then hear a kind of booming voice just kind of rise up from below. "What have you brought me?" And the kobolds kind of look scared, and then they all start leveling spears down behind you guys. There's about 20 of them, and they're all kind of like pointing
really
spears.
bad variable calculations off a book.
The leader one kind of
my
is like,
Sorry. You must come with us now, yes.
and they start prodding you in the back and sort of like,
Come in, great one. We bring you a great guest, an honored guest.
Air density reaching maximum potential for me to start sweating through feathers, suggesting large creature emanating fire, potentially environment creating fire, but more likely, due to circumstances, the creature is creating the fire, thus it's bad.
Can we see any of
You
them
think?
yet?
So at this point, you see just kind of coming around the ridge in the point of view where you can. You're kind of in this cavern with a plunge pool behind you, stalagmites and stalactites all over it kind of thing, this big dragon in the middle. And at the far end is kind of like a sloped up corridor, probably once built up like compacted dirt with rail tracks built onto it and scattered mine carts down at the bottom. And being prodded along, you can see Ellic and Cromsby in front of about 20 kobolds.
Thea's just gonna like
the
face
Birdman. Well, you see Cromsby, and behind him is this blue Birdman tied up with ropes, kind of squawking and looking around nervously. And Cromsby's just kind of looking around, sweating, and the dragon kind of grins.
I'm just gonna go, oh shit.
Podgy,
Of course.
you're a fantastic.
I mean, why would it be anything?
I must.
You're an incredible feast for the dragon. Maybe you should go first.
No, my dear chap. Like I said, you are closer to a chicken, so I think she'd probably prefer you. Feathers and all.
What is this? And you hear this kind of voice rasping out. The lead kobold gets down, completely groveling. Like they literally put their face into the dirt, and then they kind of bring their face up, just covered in mud and like face. And they're like, ha, great Tinder, lord and lady of the mountain, of the mine. We humbly bring you honored guests for your pleasure. We bring them to, please, if you would spare but a few of us. We hope that these creatures will suffice. And they kind of break down, and quite a few of the other kobolds get on their knees. The others kind of nervously like prodding you in the back with spears. The dragon sort of casts an eye, rolls her eyes, bring them forward. And then she turns to the two of you. Now, I believe you mentioned something about some missing friends last time.
Yeah.
Oh,
That would be them.
It's one.
Well, one of them.
Interesting.
You know, they don't look as big as a dinosaur. I'd say that your servants are still not doing you justice.
I fully agree with you, little elf. Yes. Bring them to me, you miserable worms.
And the kobolds will like get on the ground. And the dragon just kind of does this to the two of you. Come closer before I set fire to you both.
I hop.
She looks down. What do we have here? A dwarf. It's been a while since I've seen some of your kind, especially one so pudgy. You could perhaps serve as a small appetizer, I suppose.
Appetizer? How dare you? I'm at least a main course. Look at me.
Ugh. Perhaps for one of your kind, perhaps. Look at me. Do I look the type to be satisfied with one pudgy dwarf? And she kind of rises herself up quite high. And this, some sort of bird that walks on two legs.
Hello, dragon creature.
It does not speak properly. You, and she kind of like leans in, and you can feel this kind of heat washing over you.
Holy moly.
Must address me as Your Majesty, Your Grace, Lady Tinder. You shall show me respect, Birdman. Or perhaps I shall enjoy a little, and like a little flame kind of jets over the head. Chicken flambe.
Very confident. Hello. Might I make an astute observation about your nutrition needs, please?
Please, I cannot wait to hear.
Calculating the rough protein value of Podgy and me, and these two, if you were to eat them, it is not enough to sustain such a large dragon as yours. However, eating kobolds, they look like they are not gamey like us, and thus would be both tasty, I believe, using your palate as an example, and more nutritional as a benefit.
And the kobolds all start like quaking, and she kind of leans in and she grins and her eyes kind of flicker. And that perhaps could be true, but have you ever tasted kobold?
No, I'm making an observation
Yes.
using visual senses.
Unfortunately, it is not the most pleasant sensation. She turns round, she spears a single kobold, like just literally claw, It's like you hear crunching bones. It screams. It's just like crunch, crunch, crunch. Gulp, swallow, dead.
boy.
The other kobolds are just frozen in fear. She spits out a few bones. The rest of you, go and find me something of value at least. Bring me treasure. Bring me meat.
Dinosaurs. Bring her a dinosaur.
At least one of the lizard creatures from the surface, as the noble elf so suggests. Or I'll eat you all! And she kind of booms the last word, and they all just scamper up the way that you came in. She turns to the rest of you and is like, you do not know how depressing it is having only those pathetic, groveling little worms to deal with on a daily basis. Of course, I am due respect, but it is so tiresome to have them nearly soil themselves every time I merely speak. At least some of you can show me proper respect and do not seem to quake in your boots. Now, Birdman and Dwarf, I've already inquisited your friends here, but what of you? Where have you come from? Why are you here?
I'll first.
Well, you've already met my friends. I'm sure they've told you the full story. There's not really much else to tell you other than we got split up and your little servant fellows gave me a mighty fine dinner.
Likely trying to substitute you for one of them, I imagine.
Yeah.
Question. Why do they feed you and not Lady Tinder here?
That is true.
They feed you the slop that humanoids eat, these kind of grains and vegetables and things such as this.
Oh no, there was some meaty stuff up there, some bloody good grub, I'm telling you.
What? And you kind of hear this roar. Those miserable worms.
See, you can't get the staff these days, madam.
No, clearly I cannot. But it seems that perhaps I have 4 interesting individuals that may be able to do me a service.
Why don't you move from here?
Move? Move? She gestures to this enormous pile of kind of glittering gold and breastplate and weapons. I couldn't take my horde with me if I moved.
What if we were to help you?
Trust humanoids with my horde.
Question.
Do you know how many thieves I have consumed in my years?
One can only imagine. But there are a lot of those kobolds who are quite frightened of you. Maybe you could ask them to move your horde for you. They're so scared that they wouldn't dare.
Where do you suggest I move to, elven friend? And she kind of lets the last word kind of linger. The jungles are a miserable place. This mine is one of the few decent mountains and homes I could find. Everything else has either been claimed by that lich, or so infested with undead and their rotting stench that I wouldn't go anywhere near it.
Maybe we could help you out here. See, that lich is actually a little bit of a problem for us. So,
Lich?
remember why we were here? Not now. Remember that lich we were talking to you about?
Yes, I know
Yeah.
the one. He has been sometimes useful, but mostly condescending. He does not show me the respect he should.
Well, what if we could clear out one of his areas? You can get the little kobolds to take you there. Get yourself a few dinosaurs on the way. Everybody wins. We don't.
Pulls up a
Yeah,
claw,
okay.
starts picking at her teeth, pulling out a few cobble bones, flicking them on the ground. Perhaps. Birdman, why are you here?
Yes, why are you here?
Who are you?
You saw the kobolds prodded me here. I had no reason to be here other than
Why were you in the mine, little bird?
uncovering mysteries of the 9 tricksters.
I've heard rumor of these creatures before, some ancient god or such. Not of much interest to me, but suppose that is... I've encountered several that have done it, adventurers and the like, people that sought treasures here in the jungle. Most of them ended up in my stomach, of course. I found their company unpleasant, most of them cowards or disrespectful. Still, company is company. I suppose I should have been perhaps a bit more patient, but I was a young dragon then, a bit too boisterous. You speak of clearing out one of this lich's places, these lairs.
That's what we're doing, right? Right? What's the next step?
Nice.
I have no
I mean, we cleared out the tomb that's up there.
Kubzan in your head is just like, we need to find one of the other tricksters. My memory is not what it was, the years spent trapped. I cannot remember where the city once was. Perhaps you've killed this dragon. We could scour its treasure for something useful.
Can
You
I?
hear this in your head.
Can I speak to him without?
Yeah, you can speak to him in your head. Like
Okay.
it's like a ghost being there.
Okay. I'm just gonna go cross-eyed.
Kayla just kind of like,
I'm going cross-eyed a little bit, like.
I appear to have broken your half-orc.
I'm gonna be like, are we strong enough to fight a dragon?
Life can only be measured in the risks that we take. How strong can you be until you test that strength?
The whole time that she looks distant, I'm just gonna be like,
Tinder
break.
Tinder actually quite laughs. She's just like, what on earth has happened? And she kind of like prods Kayla.
Whoa! Sorry.
You
I was
returned to us, half-orc.
communing with my ancestors.
She just kind of rolls her eyes.
It's an orc thing.
Yes, some sort of humanoid creature. Your ways are strange to me. She looks around. You can see that her treasure pile, like, she kind of like scoops it out a little bit to kind of make herself a bit more comfortable, almost like a cat kind of prodding on like a cushion. She kind of pushes the gold around and gets herself comfortable. Of course, the difficulty is what you are proposing would result in me letting you go. I have no guarantees that you actually do what you say. Perhaps I would rather keep you here as pets or companions to keep me company.
I am very dull.
Really? And she kind of like leans in. You do not strike me as a dullard. You speak quickly with an intelligence. Do you take me a fool?
While she's distracted
Sort of.
with him,
Yeah.
can I look at the treasure, like, and just see if there's anything sort of like...
There's loads of stuff.
Okay.
You see,
saw some-
Is
looking
there
at it,
anything with a map and an X on it that says tomb is
tomb
here?
is here.
no, the main things that you see in the treasure hoard are
2,500 gold.
yeah,
Oh,
there's
yeah.
basically 2,500. Like there's probably close to 3,000, nearly about 4,000 to 5,000 gold's worth of coinage there, mixed between gold, silver, and copper. There's various art objects. There's a dragon-shaped medal, a copper kind of like mug with jade, a blue quartz kind of looking vial. There's an hourglass covered in gemstones.
Do I see that?
Yeah, it's like just literally in the sort of like pile glimmering. There is
I snap my
couple.
beak towards it,
You just watch the bird kind of snap round and look at
and I
something.
start hopping towards it.
Oh, that's a bad idea.
You also see
Looks like roast chicken.
Hop.
you see a battle axe which seems to be made from mithril. And some you see some breastplate which seems to be made out of mithril, and a battle axe that is shimmering in the light. As you start hopping towards the treasure, the dragon looks down at you and then literally places a claw on your chest to hold you back. Where do you think you're going?
Just to the that there.
No one touches my treasure. And like launches you back with her strength. Make perception checks.
Me.
All of you.
16.
8. You're just like, well, it's a big fucking dragon, I don't know.
25.
25, what did you get, Trot?
16.
16. The 16 and the 25 you'll get a bit more information. You hear that kind of from up above. The dragon kind of cranes a neck, but then looks back at you quite angrily. Fear, you can hear kobolds kind of like squealing, like coming from up here. It's very high pitched. The dragon probably can't hear it, but you can just kind of hear them like yelping and screeching, and what sounds almost like fighting.
How often do you have visitors in here?
Visitors, you are the first for some time.
Interesting.
Mrs. Tinder Dragon,
Yes, little
I'm sorry for walking on your treasure.
magpie.
I didn't know the
Etiquette.
etiquette. Thank good word.
You
Nice.
wouldn't, you creatures don't understand. But yes, your apology is accepted.
I like the hourglass. I want it.
You
Oh boy.
want something from my hoard.
Yes, I'll do something equal for it.
Perhaps. What do you carry on you, little Birdman? What do you offer it in exchange?
What do you want? You seem to like sleeping and eating.
I like treasure.
Yes.
I like knowledge.
Oh, surprising.
I like anything which distracts me from those miserable kobolds. Company, if nothing else. But do you have treasure, gold, relics?
I can do magic to any treasure here to make it more magical for you.
Show me. She
My wings abound.
brings over in a claw. The ropes.
Let open my big wings.
And it's like this big wingspan.
Thank you, Mrs. Tinder Dragon. Pass me something mundane. I know your treasure is incredible, but pass me the most mundane of weapons or
She looks
Objects.
around. She sifts through the claw, hooks up the mug.
I peck it a little bit. Yes. I talon it with my
enchant
foot.
it.
Yes, yes. And I can't.
You have arms, I think, as an Aarakocra. Aarakocras have.
Oh, I have arms on the
That's
end.
someone's arms, yeah.
So I just put it on the floor, kind of look at it, twisting my head a lot, kind of hopping around
In a
it.
birdie way.
Yeah, very birdie way. And then you start to see some glowing blue coming from my little hands, emanating into the mug. And I'm going to infuse an item, which takes a minute. I'm going to infuse it with the following spell. Protection from poison.
Okay. So after about a minute, or is it a minute, right?
Yeah.
You like hop around. She's kind of watching the whole time. And then as you kind of peck it, she looks down.
Done.
As it kind of has that faint shimmering glow, you watch as her pupils kind of grow larger. Yes.
Magical now.
More. And she passes you, what was the other things in there? She passes you the medal. Do it again.
Okay. Wears me out very quickly, but
Again.
yep.
While she's distracted,
Can I? I'm gonna elbow Kayla and like look up and see if she can.
Look,
she can hear what's going on.
If you kind of direct her and like you
Right.
start straining to listen, yeah, you can definitely hear the sounds of fighting, and it sounds like it's getting closer.
if you want to give me a tickle, now's not the time for it. I'm glad you're finally showing some interest, but
I'm gonna elbow her really hard.
ow!
And then, yeah.
Hoppity infusey.
You do it again.
Beaky.
the
What'd you
bird's
do?
onto
Which
something.
spell? What spell do you use?
Cure wounds
So you put cure wounds on the medal.
in it.
She like looks down, and again she's just like,
Yes, happy.
Can I cut Cromsby's ropes while...
Cromsby was never tied up.
Oh.
He was just like basically prodded along, like they just kept him fat and happy. She now pushes the blue quartz vial. More.
You're very demanding.
More.
Okay. Hop.
Excuse me, Your Grace.
She like her head whips around, but she seems like as you call her Grace, she's like, yes, elf.
Don't mean to disturb you, but I can hear some kobolds.
She like cranes her neck. What is this? Shusha! She like roars up, and the roar kind of echoes around. There's a few moments. Those miserable cretins, what is happening up there? She looks at all four of you. All four of you, come with me.
Yes, Your Grace.
Where are we going?
Up.
Okay.
She like points.
Uh,
She keeps an eye on you.
Yes, milady.
She gets behind you, she kind of coils off her treasure and like gets behind you and sort of like waits for you to start moving up the kind of curved ramp leading up.
Bird,
Oh.
go.
Huh. Where?
Up.
Up.
Okay.
Can you fly?
I start
So
flying
you
up.
just start flying up. She kind of keeps an eye on you, but like watches the three of them. Yeah, you just kind of fly up. You're the first to get up there, and it's both a relief and also a little bit of a nerve as you see Rusty, your mechanical construct, just smashing kobolds, like picking them up, throwing them like off the side of the mine. Like he picks up 2 kobolds and just turns them to paste and then
Rusty,
throws them.
Very good. Stand down.
He just like nods his head and then just goes inert. The kobolds, there's like 5 or 6 kobolds wailing on him with tiny little axes, and you can see he's got like dents and scratches all over him. He's probably taken about 8 points of damage.
Rusty, stop. Very good, very bad. Very good though. Bad.
He like looks down and he points at the kobolds who are like literally hammering into like his body.
Okay, you can
and he
finish.
kind of looks a bit.
You can finish them.
When he just like starts stomping and smashing. It doesn't take him very long.
Very good, stop.
This guy with you.
The dragon just kind of comes up behind, is like, "What is this?"
This is an offering.
An offering
You wish...
for me.
Well, it is part of the deal. I can impart my knowledge on how to create such a thing.
She like looks at you.
I made it from metal.
Is it a servant?
It serves me, yeah, at least, yes.
She like looks over it, curious.
I called it Rusty. Look at its foot.
Some sort of construct, but not entirely magical. Interesting. With the dwarven forges and the kobolds, we could recreate creatures such as this.
Many.
Very well, Birdman. We have a deal.
Rusty, bow at Miss Tinder Dragon.
You can see that Rusty, he looks a bit like the Iron Giant with a kind of red gemstone, but he's a bit squatter, a bit wider. He's got a little picture of him there. He's got like metal plates. He's kind of a mixture of metal and stone. It almost looks like there's some like ancient stone parts, like maybe he was once a part statue, and Elix obviously like adapted him and stuff like that.
Think upon this, Miss Tinder Dragon. Your
Yes,
grace,
Birdman.
fullness,
Your grace.
fullness. Think of all the servants you could have that would never say no.
They could fetch me greater meals than the kobolds.
Indeed.
All under my command, yes.
They'd never die. They never ask for sustenance.
They never hide sustenance from you.
Yes.
Complete
yes.
control.
Very well, Birdman. Come with me back down to my hoard, and you shall have your trinket. And more than that, I will offer you my assistance. No
Wonderful.
doubt that you need somewhere to go here in Chult. I can take you there, but not before you teach me the secrets of their creation. I have parchments and books that you may scribe in. I am fluent in your tongue, this common language. Teach me to create the mechanical servants. The trinket is yours, and you will be free to go. With my help.
Right. Yes.
Come downstairs.
Can you pick up Rusty? He's not good with heights. Thank you.
She even has to strain a little bit. He looks very, very heavy, and she kind of like... and she kind of hovers him down. The rest of you come with us. I do not wish to chase you.
I'm just gonna like look at Rusty and just sigh a little bit and just go, 6 would have loved that.
Sap.
What is this 6? Why do you count numbers? Shh. Ah,
No talking about that.
He
about
was,
numbers?
No talking.
I use numbers all the time.
He was a
not say
noble
6.
warrior.
I say 6 all the time.
Do not say it around us.
What do I replace 6 with when I have to say...
Look, come on, Kayla, I'm sorry your pussycat died, but look, I've got you a new pet, a birdie! Oh.
And it's like just this big, super strong hand just literally shoves you away.
While I'm just staring at Birdman.
Why would you hate a number? All
Do
right, I'm
not
gonna
say
fly
it.
You head back down. The dragon is kind of examining the 2 trinkets that you empowered, that you infused, and has picked up the hourglass and lays it down on the ground next to you.
Wonderful. Timekeeping.
Yes, I remember some goblins or some such. I found them whilst hunting when I was younger. They had some trinkets on them. This was one of it. I'm surprised that you want such a device. I mean, would you not prefer, and she kind of holds up, your type prefer these little toothpicks, and she holds up the battle axe, or perhaps to protect yourself with this, and she holds up the armor. Would you not prefer these?
Well, it would be rather fetching, particularly on a frame such as my own.
What do you offer me, my good dwarf? The Birdman offers me mechanical servants that will never die. What can you offer me?
I've got a donkey.
A donkey?
Yes.
Some trade pack animal I have no interest in.
Oh, his name's Gerald, if that makes it any more exciting.
You do not have this creature with you now. Where is it?
Oh,
Can I
just
get
wait.
Gerald out?
So you just pull out the little statue and
Yeah.
then summon him. This shining metal donkey kind of implodes into existence. It lets out and starts like looking around. It kicks at gold on its feet. It's very like it's an asshole.
It's just an ass.
Yeah, it's an ass. And she looks down and her eyes kind of go wide. Very well, this will do. I take this as payment.
Incredible.
Kind of like touches
Can't
it.
believe you're getting rid of him. He's been such a pain in the ass.
Oh, yeah. Give me. Yes,
She, like,
there you are. Enjoy.
She shunts the breastplate over to you.
He'll carry stuff for you, so, if you want to shift any of this gold at any point, load him up.
Interesting, yes.
Very slow.
She examines
But-
it.
Slow but strong.
Yes, yes.
She like picks it up and it kind of struggles in her claws. How amusing. And then she puts it down.
Sorry,
yes.
Gerald. You've been a good
Yes.
boy.
Very, very good. Excellent, excellent. So, Birdman, get to work. Write down your teachings.
I need the parchment.
She kind of like goes over, picks up like a satchel bag, drops it to you. There's blood on it. Part of it singed. But
well.
inside there is like inks, quills, empty books, pages.
I'm going to start drawing diagrams of the individual body parts and then loads of equations next to them.
Yep. Basically write down. Are you writing down nonsense or are you actually writing down the instructions on how to do it?
They're equations that amount to nothing.
Okay, but just really long, complicated ones.
Very long form equations.
Okay. She occasionally leans over and she's like, "What is that you're writing?"
Oh, this is how the head rotates. It goes in a full 360.
Yes, of course. And she kind of like leans back and she kind of eyes you. But she seems like she watches Rusty as well, and like her eyes kind of glimmer and sparkle.
See? Rusty, do it. Spin your head.
My head spins around.
Your
So-
Majesty,
Yes.
A
Half orc.
question.
Yes.
I don't suppose you happen to know where another tomb of the Trickster gods is?
I do not concern myself with this miserable country's forgotten past. I want my food and I want my treasure and I wish to rule over what I have. No doubt some human from their little port will be able to tell you more, I'm sure.
I don't suppose you have anything in your vast treasure hoard that could perhaps help at least just impart information?
No, I collect treasures of value, not that of history.
Exactly.
What about any people that you might have eaten? Yes, that's the word. Did they perhaps carry any maps or books?
Podgy.
Most of my food I tend to consume cooked. Such items would not last long. It is convenient that I kept some parchments only because that one happened to die on impact rather than anything else.
Sounds glorious. Shut up. One more question, Your Majesty.
Yes.
I know this would be incredibly rude of me, but
Then are you certain you wish to ask it?
Oh,
I
very bad.
ask only because I know that you have the graciousness and the wisdom to at least consider
She
it.
seems quite flattered and is like, yes, you may ask.
One as beautiful and as wise as yourself.
Yes.
Would you please grant me the permission to look through your treasure hoard? I will not take anything. I simply wish to see if there is information on the next tomb.
No need.
What do you know,
She
bird?
looks at you.
Nothing.
Insight check.
I'm being like honest.
Yeah, I know. That's. She looks at you.
Remember that clearing of things, areas, things, yeah?
Might I interject?
She looks over. You should be working on my formulas.
Oh, look, my foot is actually writing equations. I can do both. It will help you more so than
Speak then, Birdman.
I'm an archaeologist.
I know. And you're wasting your time because Miss Tinder Dragon wouldn't do such things as have awful cursed objects within her hoard that would pose any danger to her,
Yes.
such as artifacts of the 9 tricksters would be.
Yes. I care not for these tricksters and gods and such things. I am far beyond them.
Exactly. No need.
Half-orc, if you wish to peruse my treasure hoard, you may do so under my supervision. I do not trust the elf or dwarf.
Fair enough.
Wise decision.
Yes.
And those two must step away, but you will be allowed to briefly sift through my treasures.
Thank you, Your Grace. And I do like a really deep bow.
She kind of like eyes you suspiciously, but given how polite you were, she seems to be willing to let you go through it.
So I'm just gonna like put down all my stuff and just be like, I'm not hiding anything.
Yeah, you spend some time going through it, and really it's mainly gold coins. There's a lot more art objects there. You find like necklaces, rubies, gemstones. There's considerable value there. You don't find things like maps or any even things like plaques and stuff like that. You don't really find anything like that, sadly. It's mainly things like treasure. It's like real shiny, anything shiny and opulent. That's it, really.
Would any of my like archaeology stuff like help?
That's what I'm taking that into account, and it's all old Amuan or old Choltean artifacts, but not artifacts that are going to help you in what you want. They are more just jewelry, treasures, that sort of thing, old coins.
As I kind of like, pull out all the stuff that's like old moon and stuff like that, I'm like, and it's just like, telling the little, I don't know, the little tale or little myth,
you'll know a little bit about like, this was probably from this era, or like this was from around this region, this was from a culture that we've not heard from, and blah, blah, blah. But the dragon doesn't care, like, it's just like watching you, and if you bring things up, it's just like, put that back. Like, as soon as you take it too far away, she kind of leans in, but she seems to tolerate you going through it. At least you don't show any sign of trying to sneak anything away.
Yeah, I put it all back very respectfully and then walk away.
I told you that there was nothing there. Now, when the Birdman has finished,
Done.
where do you...
I've
done.
Yes.
She like leans over. Show me. How does this... And she points at like a part on it. What is this?
That's his arm. Left arm.
How do I make it work? Is this what this is? And she points to like a series of equations. Like, what does this mean?
So all of this requires power, yes?
Yes.
And I can create limitless power with the gem. And I tap the gem on Rusty's forehead. This gem.
What gem is this? Some sort of magical device?
Yes. You saw me create magical objects.
Yes.
I need to find a very specific gem like this out there.
You told me I could create these servants.
And you can.
Limitless, endless.
Endless.
ones.
Yes.
But now you are saying you must go out and find a gem to make it work.
Caveat. Yes.
What kind of a gem is it, Birdman?
It's a very specific type of ruby gem that only grows deep below a very far away part.
Are you lying at this point?
Almost certainly.
Okay, so it's a deception check. 4! Oh. The dragon, a shadow kind of casts over all of you as this thing looms up. You told me,
Well,
I could create them. You are lying to me.
We're not with him.
there's an alternative,
Your
of
Grace.
course, that allows them to power for some time, but they will eventually shut down. And that can be happening right now.
You have 30 seconds to show me, or I incinerate you! And she just kind of bellows the last.
Perfect! Use the flames. The flames will power the devices for a while. The kinetic energy,
What?
the temperature will allow it to create some sort of combustion engine.
Her eyes kind of narrow. I have had enough of your little twittering Birdman.
I agree.
She kind of like places a kind of paw, kind of claw, and kind of grips your body, pulls you in close.
Yeah.
Tell me how to make these machines, or you will stay here tortured every day under my fiery power until you reveal the secrets to me.
Oh, okay. So everything's on the parchment. I just need to make a modification from the gem to this combustion engine.
Put you down.
The knowledge dies with me.
That's why I would keep you alive, but I only need your brain and mouth to work. It'd be a shame. And she like points to your wings. You wouldn't want to be clipped, I'm sure.
Yes, however, under pain, my mind goes.
We made a deal! And the voice kind of bellows. Right. Teach me to create these things, or I burn you.
I'm writing with my foot whilst I'm wide-eyed.
Are you actually writing down this time, or are you going to try and
I'm
trick her
writing down
again?
some form of engine that requires firepower
Okay.
to power the machine.
Like a sort of steam engine almost kind
But
of thing.
I'm definitely working in where a little caveat. that-
Okay, basically, are you going to work in a way that she wouldn't realise that would, like, she thinks she could make it? Like,
Yes.
Okay, cool. So I'm going to have her make an intelligence check, see if she can figure that out. Okay. She looks down, and as you're writing, she kind of observes and her eyes are scanning across it. She smiles. Very well, this will suffice.
So, once we have this object, then I show the parchment with my 1 foot. This object, you blow fire onto it, which powers up the device,
Yes.
allowing your servants to power for a time.
I've seen similar devices created by the dwarves, but this is a unique design. This shall
Oh, that's far more efficient.
suffice.
Thank you.
Do not try and trick a dragon again, Birdman. You would not enjoy what being burned alive is like.
How would one ever enjoy that? Never mind.
I can show you if you like.
Can you show it on Podgy?
What? The pudgy dwarf is somewhat of an amusement. I like him the way he currently is.
Oh, thank you, milady.
Yes, he also knows how to address his betters. Now, where do you wish to go?
The surface.
Is there anywhere in particular you would like to go up on the surface? I can carry you, if need be.
I'd like my dinosaur back.
I do not know where your dinosaur is, although I could take it off your hands for you. She licks her
I've
lips.
just been telling her about dinosaurs.
He's very bony. Your
Oh,
lady.
I can deal with
Shit.
bony.
Wait,
Bones contain marrow. Quite delicious, really.
It's more spiny.
You said something about tricksters.
humanoid friends. We're friends.
Friends?
I assume. You keep saying the word friends, and I feel like with Podgy, I'm a part of this. So, do you have any leads on the Tricksters that I don't?
I have one in me.
What?
Yeah.
You have one in you, a spirit? Mm-hmm. Can I speak to it?
Kubazan in your head. This is one of the birdmen of Kir Sabal. He is an Arakukra. They were once guardians of my people. They once respected our secrets. You may have some knowledge.
What is happening to the half?
Kayla.
Whoa now!
Is it speaking to you?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
It says that your people used to protect them.
Yes, Sir Cabal. We still do. We're hunting for them. I am.
So do you know where the next...
One's in you.
Yes.
Next one.
I know where the other one is.
Okay.
We only need to go somewhere safe on the surface so that I can impart this knowledge upon you, so to speak.
Surface.
Somewhere we're not
Surface?
eaten,
Surface.
somewhere we're not hunted.
Surface.
Yes.
I will take you to the surface for now. Let this birdman twitter his mad ramblings. I shall hunt for something to eat. And then when I return, I will take you to where you need to go.
Oh, thank
Thank
you,
you,
milady.
milady. You are most gracious.
It's very well.
I'm gonna do a really fancy, elaborate, over the top, bit ridiculous bow. It's been a pleasure, milady.
It has been a pleasure. With her tail, she scoops up all of the gold and treasure and pushes it into the pool, and you watch it all kind of sink down. That will have to do until I return.
Oh.
Your metal man is a bit too heavy. I can carry the rest, but he may have to ascend manually.
Oh, he can do such.
Very
And also a prowess of the strength that you will want to wield soon.
Good.
Many of them climbing your walls.
You, Birdman, can
Yes.
fly yourself. The three of you may climb upon me.
What a great honor.
Yes, as it is. And she kind of lowers her back and her tail kind of comes down, offers out a claw to help, well, you especially.
What are you trying to say?
She helps put you on her back, and then with a great kind of, with her wings, she rises up into the mine and flies upwards and carries you out onto the surface. Wormheart Mine is, you actually suspect it might even be a volcano, judging by sort of like some of the obsidian you can kind of see around and some of the kind of rivets of like the way the stones kind of warped and changed. But it leads into the thick of the Chaltean jungle. You suspect you are perhaps days and days from civilization. You have no idea how close you were to where the cave where you initially teleported from is. You have no idea. And she basically kind of dumps you out onto the kind of jungle floor, lets you off. I shall return perhaps in an hour once I have consumed something. I suggest you have a location in mind then, or I will leave you here. And then she kind of and flies off into the jungle.
Birdman, what are you talking about? Who are you?
I am Elik of Circa Baal, and I'm looking for the Tricksters. You have
Why?
one in you,
Why?
because I wish to remove the death curse.
What do you know of the death curse?
I know it is cursing the dead.
Well, he's not wrong there.
They die, they don't come back.
Yeah.
And we have magical abilities to bring such back. Doesn't work. Bad. Why wouldn't I want to remove it? Is that not your purpose in life?
Well, sort of. I mean, we may have a few monetary incentives,
We want
should
gold.
we say.
We want all the gold.
Why?
Why not?
Gold is useless.
What?
In the jungle, at least.
In the jungle,
God,
yes,
to
but
the
we're not
jungle,
from here.
boy. We want to go back to where we came from.
Where are you from?
Places.
Places.
Places and things.
Well, of course.
What do you want? Why are you looking
Knowledge.
for... Who are you doing this for?
Circa Baal. My
What?
tribe, my home. I live here.
How many more bird people are there?
Not many. Not many that are doing what I'm doing. Not dumb enough.
Okay,
But
Lars,
someone
speak
has to do something.
Speak about the fancy knowledge stuff to him.
Look, where do we need to go?
Oh, right here.
Actually,
But no,
while all
what-
this
what?
is while all this is going on, I'm actually just looking around for Martok. Just like, can I do a thing? Let me.
You can try and do. You can either make a nature, survival, or perception check to try and figure out where you are, but it's very, very difficult because you are currently under the thick canopy of the jungle. I mean, all around you, you can just see jungle. Above you, jungle. To the left, jungle. To the right, jungle.
Can I climb a tree?
In front of you, jungle. You can. Yeah, you
to
can.
the left
you-
of me.
there's
Jungle to the right.
Here I am, stuck in the jungle with you.
Eight!
You can climb a tree. You have no idea. You literally have no
I'm just
idea
going
how
around
far
going,
away.
Martok! Martok!
I want to climb, because Fia's really good at climbing. I'm just
you
going to
don't
climb
need
a
to
tree
You
and
climb a
have
tree.
a climb.
It takes you a while. Like these trees are huge. As you get to the top, you kind of look over, kind of the first canopy layer. You are miles from anything.
Can I see the goblin
suspect you-
slingshot village?
Nope. You see almost no landmarks you recognise. It is jungle. Jungle for days.
Jungle for
It
days.
is literally
Stuck
jungle
in
for
the
days.
jungle with
Jungle
you.
is massive.
Rusty, to me.
I'm going to go
You
back.
hear like.
Come on, Rusty.
I mean, it's going to take him a while.
Roughly the
I'm
height.
going to go back then.
What do you mean here?
shit
Where do we need to go?
There's nothing.
Don't need to go anywhere.
What?
There's nothing.
You mean we're nowhere
Stop
near
bloody
where
talking
we were?
in riddles, man.
Oh, right. I get out the hourglass and just plonk on the floor. There it is.
Are you trying to be funny?
No, Much like a soul is in her, there's another one in that.
Ah! Well, why didn't you say so?
Well,
What do we have to do?
I don't know.
Can I look at the item?
Give it a shake. Give it a shake. Give it a rub.
Don't shake it too much.
Can I look at it with my historical knowledge-y?
It doesn't actually look like it's particularly historical. It doesn't have like the staff, which had like writings and thing on it. This looks like it is more of like a treasure piece. So it's kind of got gold basing with gemstones rimmed around it. The hourglass, though, you do notice is strange. The sand falls perfectly, and no matter which way you tip it up, the sand falls directly down. It doesn't like gravity doesn't affect the sand within the timer.
Looks like it's worth
And it constantly runs. Like even if you put it on its side, the sand like goes horizontally and it still fills up the hourglass.
Are there any like animals or anything on it? Like...
Yes, there is. There is a. I can't remember what creature he is. You see on the bottom, stamped on both sides of the bottom of the thing, is a. I think it's a gorillon. It's like a four-armed monkey.
Well, if all else fails, we can boil ourselves an egg. Do you lay eggs, Birdman?
No. I'm male.
No, yes. Guess not.
Just an update, Crom. Went to the top of that tree. Shit all.
Oh,
Nothing.
Wish me to fly?
I did it while you were busy talking.
You can fly?
No.
I was about
I
to say.
can climb.
You don't have wings?
No, I don't, but I can climb.
Unless you have some sort of magical object.
No, I can climb.
Which removes the gravitational
Climb.
needs.
Using your hands and feet. Climb.
Up a tree.
Stop talking. Crom. What are we going to do next?
Well,
If we can't figure out this thing, he can't figure out this thing. And if Kalar can't, then that's it. No treasure.
Are you telling me I've lost 6 and I've lost Martok as well?
Well, you can't lose a number. There are many
Don't
numbers.
talk about the number. Do not say that word.
I'm just gonna sit, just like fucking throw my shit on the floor and just like sit down and just like have a little bit of a sulk, like a kind of that realization that I've just lost 2 things that really mean a lot to me.
Kalar.
sure we'll find your dinosaur
I'm-
friend.
As you're kind of thinking as well, I mean, I don't know how important she is to you, but Favor never came with you as well. Favor was in the cave.
I did remember that.
Just because Kayla probably would kind of be like, oh, yeah. Because you did hit on her quite a lot.
Yeah.
I'm going to pick up the hourglass and hold it up to Kalar and be like, if we can't figure this out, then we can't lift the death curse. If we can't lift the death curse, then we can't resurrect anybody. Do you see where I'm going with this?
So beautiful, so wise.
Because you are in a horrible place, I will allow this for now, but please figure this thing out.
Okay, I'm just gonna keep stroking her hair and then just go, Hoot! Kubazan!
He just responds like, if one of my brothers or sisters is trapped within this device, I do not know a way of to breach it. I was trapped in the sarcophagus until the game was completed. I could not be freed.
Do you recognize this creature?
That symbol is Obolaka. A cowardly figure, but one who is quite wise. If anybody can remember where the location of Omu is, Obolaka shall.
What was his thing? Like, you know, you're brave and stuff. What's his thing?
He kind of croaks. His thing. He
She's
had
doing
no
it again.
enemies amongst us. Many of us have rivals, those that we do not trust. Obo was always the one that brought us together. He was cowardly, but his attention to detail was very strong. He knew how to rule the rest of us.
Okay, I'm just gonna. So apparently, this.
Really, really attractive when you make that face.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
How's it working out?
No, not that well.
Should have said that,
Not
should you?
well. Not that
I'm
well.
gonna plonk down next to Kayla. Okay. Right. I've been very sad with numbers before in my past, and I can relate. There was one equation I made when I was trying to make Rusty, and I couldn't get the number right, and it kept breaking. And I didn't cry like you, because that's weird. I don't know why you'd get that sad.
I'm just gonna like take
Alex's beat.
Alex's little like bird hand and just kind of like, you know, it's gentle but firm and just be like, Birdman,
Yes.
6 frisky flames. was my friend. He was my best friend.
Ah.
And this Lich King killed him.
6 is a name.
Yes.
6 is not just a number.
Stop saying it. I'm telling you this nicely because you got us out from the cave. But if you keep disrespecting his memory, I will break your wing off.
Oh,
Okay?
yes.
And I'm just gonna
I
tighten
fully
my robe,
understand what you're saying. Thank you. And I am sorry that you lost a friend.
You then hear and busting out from like a stone wall, like the Kool-Aid Man is Rusty. Like he kind of like he like looks around, sees Eric, and
Good timing, Rusty. Yes, I'm going to tend to him. Let's go far
he's like
away.
a bit beaten up.
We're going to go far away and talk to each other, Rusty. Yep. Let's go.
Respect the dead.
Yep.
You wouldn't have liked him anyway. He was a cat, you're a bird. That probably wouldn't have worked out.
I have no issue with Tabaxi.
No.
What's the secret to
Okay.
this thing? What's the game?
Kubazan says that this is Obulaka, who is cowardly but wise. He had no rivals amongst the tricksters. But he, in fact, could bring them together, and he had great attention to detail. Can I, stare and attention to detail?
Oh, the other thing Kuban told you is he loved order. He liked things to work and be in order. He didn't like things to be messy. That's the other thing I forgot.
He likes order and not mess.
Yeah, very compulsive.
Can I, look at the hourglass and see if there's any kind of, anything, if it needs twisting or anything out of place?
You can make an investigation check.
Clean it a little bit.
Do you rub it?
7.
A genie comes out. No.
7.
7. I mean, you look at this hourglass, and it actually doesn't have any moving parts or anything like that. It looks like a fancy but normal hourglass. Like you tap the glass, sounds like normal glass. Gold and gemstones look like normal gemstones. It doesn't look like they can be removed. Well, you could probably chisel them out, but it doesn't look like they're meant to be moved or pushed or anything like that. It looks like a normal hourglass, but it just runs all the time.
What if we break it open?
No, I'm going to hop back.
Is there any... How much time is in... Or is it just always flowing?
It always seems to be flowing.
Okay.
So there's no side bigger than the other. It's just.
Constantly filling up, and just doesn't ever seem to go anywhere.
But are both bulbs equal?
No.
Okay.
Rusty, table mode. He's just going to go on his all fours.
Makes a noise.
May I?
It is a perfectly flat back, though.
You may.
I designed it for a table.
Useful.
Yeah. I'm going to put it on. Just,
I think the sand
Are you going to
needs
use
to match.
identify?
yes. Which is
You cast it as a ritual, I think.
magic item analysis.
Yes. I think
So I know artificial spells detect magic and identify. I cast them as rituals.
Yeah, which
I don't
means
need to provide a material component.
that means it takes 10 minutes, but you can cast it for free. After about 10 minutes of the Birdman examining this thing, you know that it is just a normal item, but it is being used as a prison. It actually has the spirit trapped inside it. It likely does need to be broken open to release the spirit.
Right. Yes.
Well,
My current deductions, after roughly 10 minutes of astute analysis, we must break it open.
I bloody told you!
Are you
Can I just smack it off the floor?
yeah?
Yeah, in a temper.
He just smashes it, it falls down. I'll give it it's solid glass. It's not just going to break super easy. Say a 50% chance it breaks. Oh, it does.
That'll do it.
Alright, just so I can get this in my head, which way do you knock it, left or right?
I was going to whack it
Okay,
that
so you
way.
whack it that way.
left,
So
yeah.
it knocks off, which is towards you. You're actually knocking it, so it's basically if this was rusty as a table, you're knocking it off
Yeah.
this way. It smashes against a rock, the glass cracks and then shatters. As soon as it does, all the parts go everywhere, and they all seem to just turn into kind of almost like mercury. They melt away to nothing, and this spirit, kind of very similar to the one you saw in the sarcophagi, this white orb flies up, and it actually flies into you, because you're the closest one. So, I would like to update your character sheet, please.
Oh.
I've got to add a floor, which I will attempt to write properly instead of
Tashrish.
tashrish. So what's the floor?
Bless you. Bless you, my child. Martok, though.
It's gone.
Poor old Martok.
Actually, Favor's got
Goblins
Martok,
have probably had him
so
by now.
Martok's probably fine. Well, Favor's there.
We need that staff, though.
R2.
Yeah.
True, we
She
do
was a bit-
actually need
bit of
Favor.
We actually need the staff, actually.
Why did you roll that so far away?
So I'm
gone
slave
forever.
routine and overly cautious. You gain as a flaw, but you also now have the power. Sorry, you don't actually wear armor, do you?
No.
Got a breastplate.
That's convenient.
No.
Your AC is now 19 plus your dex
Oh my
Holy
god.
So you're at all times you'll kind of have like a perpetual kind of like awareness. So as long as you're not wearing armor, your AC is equal to 19 plus dexterity
That's
modifier.
ridiculous.
Ooh,
That's
shit.
nice.
That's
So
good.
good.
And in your head, you start to hear yes, no, the hourglass is broken everywhere. No, this window. Where am I? Who's this? Who? A dwarf? Perhaps? Yes. Overweight, unhealthy. Not sure.
You're calling unhealthy.
You are.
What?
This body is completely inappropriate, very ineffective.
Well, I'm sorry about that. You'd have
No,
really
you should be. You should be. Me?
Yes.
I'm Obulaka.
Who's he with his own?
Me. That's me. Obulaka. One of the most
Spit it out, man. Come on.
the most orderly of the 9 tricksters.
Ah, right.
And you are my vessel. And I will make you do what I want if you're not careful. You, Sonny Jim.
Oh, really?
Yes, I will. Yes. Look, give me a wisdom saving throw. Charisma saving throw. Charisma saving
while
throw.
he's doing all this?
Yes, he does go cross-eyed.
I'm just gonna be like, he's communing.
11
That's
charisma
what
saving
you
throw.
like
You kind of
when
feel
you're
him like trying to make
attractive
your
him.
like arm punch you in the face, but you're like, no, I'm not gonna stop that. He's like, no, you listen here.
There's conflict inside.
Crom, are you
Your
fighting
clothing
with
is just.
It's all right. I've got him on the ropes. Don't worry.
You've got crumbs in your beard. Clean your beard immediately.
No.
Your
all
moustache. And you kind of, he's like, oh, that's so much better.
Right. Look, I got right at that bloody thing.
You need to put one of your left-hand rings on your right hand. You've currently got 4 on one and 2 on the other.
What?
You should equally have 3 rings on each hand.
If I do it, will you stop bothering me?
I would be much happier, yes. Oh,
Happy?
That's so much better, yes. That's much better, yes.
Right. Now that that's all out of the way, we need your help.
Who's we?
Me and me friends over here.
Oh, yes. One of them seems to have, hello, Kubazan, and you hear sort of like, hello, Bulaka. It is good to hear you once
the
again.
two of us like cross-eyed.
Like, you're both like, they're just like, greetings, my old friend.
What is happening?
It seems that we have both obtained strange vessels to be part of. Yes, this one is it's terrible, disgusting.
Oi!
Be quiet. Be quiet, vessel.
Strange Kubazan.
Can we only hear what
You
can
are
we
quite
hear?
strange, half-orc.
Outside of
You
the
are
body.
obsessed
I think you didn't hear us, yeah.
with these people in strange ways I do not understand. Your body reacts strangely.
I am a lover. My heart is big.
I do not understand.
Do we hear any side of this?
You hear them speaking, their characters. So anything they
Cromsy
say, you
trying to
kind of
punch
hear.
himself, but
Yeah, like
not quite.
Cromsy's like. Kubazan says, "My friend, I do not remember the way to Omu. Do you recall the paths that we must take, where the city can be found? These fine 4 wish to end the reign of the Lich." Ah, yes, must end it. He's at work at something. I can sense it. Necromantic energies all throughout the jungle. Whatever it is, very powerful. Creating something, no doubt. Yes. We must put an end to it. I remember the way. I know how to get to Omu. Yes, we should leave immediately. But no, we can't. The Birdman, his clothing, it's asymmetrical. We need to make it symmetrical. I don't know. We need to change it. And the half-orc, she has 4 braids on one side and only 5 on the other. No, can't do it.
No one's touching my braids.
Why are you talking about your hair? No? What's going on?
Look, come on, just
This is really hurting my face.
take one off or swap it round. Let's get on with it.
Swap what? What?
What's
Can
happening?
you hear the other side of this? Are you hearing?
I hear them
Okay.
talking
Can
nonsense.
I
Oi.
punch Cromsby in the arm?
Ow! What's that about?
Ow! Why is she doing this?
What are you doing?
I'm talking to this.
Tell her to
fella.
stop immediately.
Yes, stop. You
Stop
heard.
it.
Yes, stop punching me.
Tell her now.
Stop punching me, Fear. For God's sake. Right. You, Birdman. Sort your clothes out.
What?
Oh, well, they're all skew with, sort them out, make them more symmetrical. Go on.
But this is the optimum.
Just bloody do it.
I have the satchel on this side.
I don't care what the excuses are. Just get on with it, man. Otherwise, I'll just come over there and sort it out myself.
What do you want me to do? I put the satchel in the middle?
No, oh, is that better?
Yes.
Are you
that's so
happy
much
now?
better. Yes.
Right, you just leave it like that.
But
Don't ask me that question.
I hold my wings up. What the hell? Rusty, protect.
When will we be continuing this quest? I have much need. It has been too long since we have battled.
We are waiting for a dragon.
Do we intend to kill this dragon now?
No.
But we are free of its lair.
It's going to take us to wherever we wish.
Very well. Flying upon a dragon. A great quest. I approve.
Agreed.
Very well.
What's happening, sorry? Hi, yeah, I'm still here.
Oh.
We're still here. Hi.
You didn't hear that, did you?
What?
So the thing that's in me is talking to the thing that's in him.
So you're having a little party there without us.
And the
Yep,
thing
sweet.
that's in him knows where we need to go.
Good. Can we go?
Just want to make it abundantly clear. The 9 Tricksters. Clue in the name. Just want to make sure you're very sure where they're taking you.
The Birdman does not know what he speaks of. This trickster's name, it was given to us by the false charlatans of Omu. We are truly gods. Technically, yes, we are immortal spirits, I suppose, yes. Although some of our brothers and sisters could be considered tricksters. Yes, that is very true, my friend, very true.
I mean, you do have tricks.
I am not a trickster.
Look, at the moment, this is all we've got to go on. So we might as well follow it up. Otherwise, we're going to be stuck in this bloody jungle. Except for you, because you're going to just flitter off like a bloody birdie.
Crum, we need favor with the staff.
Oh,
Staff?
yeah. You explain it to him. Let me talk to this
There's
fellow.
the staff. We have it.
Right,
we
where
don't
are we
have it
going?
right now.
Yes, judging by approximate. Can you look up at the sky, please?
Crane me neck like this, right? Yes.
Yes, look around, 80 degrees to the right.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, Wormheart Mine, yes, the mountain, yes, I'm aware of this location. Right, so, judging by approximately, the Lost City resides about 3 days' travel to the south. It is generally obscured by a thick layer of fog, which makes it difficult to locate by foot without the proper guidances, as I can assure you. I can easily lead there. Once inside, we must locate one of the old temples. That will lead us directly down into the Lich's lair. I believe there is a staff that the Queen once possessed which would allow access to a secret chamber.
Oh, shit.
Bugger, we need favor. Right.
Yes, I just told you
Yes,
that.
but we...
Are you listening?
No, but we really do need her. We really need her. And we don't know where she is.
Everybody, shut up!
There's a tiefling with the staff.
Shut up!
I'm explaining to the Birdman. Tiefling has the staff. We need the staff to do.
I'm going to get out my ancestor amulet and summon Worf.
Worf appears in tribal outfit. He looks at you.
Almighty ancestor, can you please tell me, where is the staff of Omu?
Lifts up a hand and he points northeast.
Northeast. How long?
No, southeast.
Southeast, okay. Is that kind of in the same direction?
It is. It's in the same direction that your voice is telling you.
Don't suppose you want to do me a freebie, great grandfather?
Folds his arms.
Could you tell me where Martok is? No!
Fades away. You get one?
Tomorrow.
There are too many spirits in this party. I can't deal with the ethereal.
Well, piss off then.
Okay.
I'm gonna fly around for a bit.
Kayla's
up
just in
into
like a
the air.
super bad mood at this point.
Yeah, you fly up in the air.
Yeah.
Right, so we want to go that way.
Perception check.
9.
Okay. You're flying around, you're looking around. You don't even hear the enormous as the dragon nearly basically knocks you out of the sky. It kind of like sails past you. Clutched in her red talons is half of a brontosaurus that she just like drops on the ground like a huge as the dust all picks up. She kind of looks up, looks around at all of you. just starts chewing through the flesh, just like tearing it, like the sound of ripping tendon and muscle and bones crunching.
Would you like a table?
Half of it's kind of like roasted as well, like she's kind of breathed on it and cooked most of it, but it's still quite, it's certainly medium rare, if not rare. Still a bit pink. No, I'll be quite all right without the table. I like to dine al fresco occasionally.
You truly are a mighty and skilled hunter, milady.
Thank you. It has been years since I've had such a good meal. It has put me in quite the good mood. Now, my little friends, and you too, little bird.
Hello.
Where do you wish to go?
That way, please.
Oh my, to be surrounded by such intrepid adventurers, so certain in their path. Very well, I'll climb aboard. Is your metal man going to all be alright cruising through the jungle?
Yes, though your flight speed, judging by your entrance,
Yes, I'm quite fast.
very fast indeed. It would take Rusty an extra day, perhaps, to catch up.
Oh, well, I hope that he doesn't get tired.
No, that's the point.
Excellent. Very well, climb aboard and we shall be on our way. Do you know how far away at least we are travelling?
What does your thing say?
I told you 3 days. You really must listen to me, Vessel.
3 days.
Terrible. Why am I stuck with such incompetence?
I mean, I don't know, because you're so fast. I mean, it might be
Where's Favor?
a bit quicker.
We're
perhaps.
looking for an area covered in fog.
Very well. I think I recall some such areas.
And the tiefling with the staff.
Well, you will have to keep an eye out. I will look around for such a thing. But
Oi, Birdie. Have you got good eyes?
Yes,
Yes? Well, while we're flying, can you all keep your eyes open for
that's what I do when I fly all the time.
Oh, yes, but can you keep them peeled for a
Why would I peel my
tiefling?
eyes? That's very strange.
Just look for a bloody tiefling, alright, boy?
Oh, then why I just peel them? That's very strange and painful.
These bloody bird people, so bloody literal.
Yep.
you climb up on the dragon and you make your way. Yes?
Yar.
Yar.
Looking for Favor.
Okay.
And Martok.
And Martok.
Not Martok.
You get on board the dragon and you head off.
On board. Climb aboard.
You fly in the direction. The voice in your head natters on at you, kind of always complaining. It doesn't like. It likes things to be a very specific way, and it constantly is making you like shuffle like the order of who's sitting where. At first, it doesn't like the half-orc being in front of it because Kayla smells, and then it doesn't like Thea being in front because she doesn't create enough wind resistance, and it's like bothering him. And it's just he's super picky about everything. Kubazan fucking loves flying on the back of a dragon and will not shut up about what a great experience it is.
I'm agreeing though. I'm agreeing with her. We're-
You and him are getting on.
Yeah.
Like it's like this is fucking great.
Yeah.
He does constantly encourage you to see what it would be like if you jumped off. He's just like, but you do not know. How do you know that you will die if you fall off?
Because I don't have wings.
But you do not know.
I'm not very aerodynamic.
What if you were to catch a tree and use it to slow your fall?
It would probably hurt.
Or what if you were to use your weapon to slide into a tree trunk and then you shall slide down the tree dramatically?
Does sound amazing.
Yes.
I'll consider it.
Very well.
Do you want to swap?
I picked up on her talking about the braid on the wrong side, so I'm gonna deliberately look at Crom and put an extra braid on the wrong side of my hair. And my hair's already a little
He
bit
does
messy.
not shut up about it. Like Obu is just like he's like, why would she need she needs to change it. Her hair her hair is a mess anyway, and now she's added a completely pointless braid on one side. Why would she do that? It's impossible. It's ridiculous.
I'm just
And
gonna watch Cromsby's face and smile, because I know that it's annoying him and I can hear none of it.
Birdman, please, peck my brains out. Kill me.
Very well. Is that what you want?
Better not.
That's not the way to get the vessel out, by the way.
Oh.
Yes.
How do I free myself from this?
I will say that you have heard legends that somebody can choose to give up a possessed spirit, but they will just find somebody else. And if they don't want to go, if they like the vessel that they inhabit, they may try and stay. Once per day, you can basically say, "Get out of my head, Charles," and try and make them get out. But if they don't want to go, they might not.
I impart this knowledge.
I like my dude.
Well, I am.
You basically have to try and force him out of your brain.
Just keep bloody quiet.
He doesn't. He is constantly bothering you. Fear's hairbraid, eventually he'll mutter and grumble about it, but it doesn't bother him. But he just constantly finds new things. He constantly recounts to you how many spines the dragon has on its back, and it's an odd number, and that annoys him. How many vials do you have on your person at one time?
I think 2 of each, so like 6.
6. That doesn't bother him, but what, are they all like the same
different
colour?
colours.
That bothers him. He hates that. He constantly complains. He's like, why can't there be any? Why aren't they all the same colour? I don't. It's ridiculous.
Because they probably do different bloody things.
Then he should change them.
Well, no, that
Why
might not
does
be
he
useful.
he shouldn't carry them on them?
Oh, for God's
I'm
sake!
gonna put more
Well, it's not
daggers on
useful.
one side than the other.
That is, as soon as she does that, as soon as she
more
puts more
daggers
daggers
on
on
one
one
side.
side, he's like, she's carrying 5 daggers. That's ridiculous. You only need 2. She has 2 hands.
Listen here, Macy. If I throw myself off this bloody dragon, what
That would
happens
be
to you then?
foolish. Why would you do that? I would simply find a new vessel.
Bollocks.
Yes, you die.
Once the Lich has been defeated, then me and my brothers can all disparate. We can return. We can return to the upper planes from whence we came.
Well,
But until then, I'm an immortal spirit, and I'm staying right here. I don't want to go in anybody else. That Birdman's ridiculous. She's an agent of chaos. Look at her. She doesn't even know what she's doing anymore.
You're like, Timmy, I'm just gonna go.
An agent of chaos. Ridiculous. A thief can't be trusted. You're a smelly, fat, ugly dwarf, but at least you have an understanding of what order and legitimacy is, correct? You have 3 rings on each hand. Your uniform is symmetrical. Your moustache is ever so slightly longer on one side, but we can deal with that. We can shave that once we land. Shave it off.
I haven't got anything to shave it with.
Oh, you've got a knife somewhere.
Well, I've got a machete, but
That'll
take his
do.
bloody face off.
No.
Do you need a knife?
No.
I have 5.
No.
In the
I
meantime,
like this
like,
voice.
Kubazan and Kayla are just like, I can show you the world.
He's just like, he just anything which is like a new chant or a
Yeah.
risk. Oh, he loves it. He loves
Yeah.
the idea of it. Like he constantly does ask things like, I do wonder, how hot does the dragon's breath get? We should
very
find
hot.
out.
Maybe on the Birdman.
No, should be on our blade. We shall heat it and reforge it anew.
Not my Batlath.
Ah, you do not understand. You must be willing to open new things.
I'll find someone else.
Perhaps when we fight a creature, we shall have the dragon breathe on the weapon so it becomes super hot, and then we can carve it into their flesh.
That would
like
be
butter,
amazing.
like a hot knife through butter. Yes.
And then we can eat it at the same time.
Yes. And just occasional croaks throwing in.
If it was like imaginary, like clinking tankards together.
Very
just
much
like,
so. You are a good fit. Cromsby and Obu are sadly not. On the 3rd day,
3 days of this.
3 days. You fly
Holy
through the air.
fucking shit.
Tinder.
Everything is long. Everything that could possibly
Really
be
odd.
uneven is
now
uneven
uneven.
right now.
Tinder has become increasingly grumpy. The longer this has gone on, every time that you're like, nope, got to fly on a bit more, she's just grumbling and becoming more and more agitated.
Have we seen any tiefling?
On the 3rd day,
Oh,
Heroes again.
you can see that there are kind of almost like patches of fog that like move through the jungle, like up ahead, but there's many different ones. The voice in Cromsby's head directs it to certain ones. As you draw closer, off in the distance, Fear, the dragon,
yes.
you and the dragon both can tell at a distance that there is a camp nestled on the outskirts of one of these kind of patches of fog. The camp is well equipped. There are horses, there are dinosaurs with kind of canopies and tents and things like that. They've created a very small perimeter wall of wooden stakes, and you can see that there is the banner of a flaming fist camped around it. There are knights in armor, scale mail. You can even see a few Choltean tribal warriors, like kind of the guardsmen that kind of arrested Six. You can see them with their dinosaur hide shields. There's a large group of them, maybe like 30, 40. The Flaming Fist, the armored Flaming Fist mercs, there's probably another 30, 40, maybe 50 of them. Some of them are equipped with heavy-looking crossbows. Some of them have got like long halberds and spears. There's a bunch of dinosaurs that they're riding on. in a rudimentary cage with its kind of tail bound up is Martok. And coming out of a tent, you can see Favor, whose hands have been bound, her clothing looking very disheveled, her hair kind of all messy, a pair of broken glasses kind of balancing on her nose, is being led out by Lascal Flisk. And they are camped on the edge of what you can now see just poking through the ruined stone city. Poking through the fog is a ruined stone city. It would have once been glamorous enough to rival that of Waterdeep or Neverwinter or Baldur's Gate. Huge stone buildings, but now kind of overgrown, covered in foliage, and there is this thick mist-like fog that kind of seeps and clings to everywhere. You don't hear animals, you hear no sounds. The dragon is far enough away that she kind of reaches up and she grumbles, "I am going to land before this camp see me. As much as I do not fear them, I would rather that we don't go barreling in, and I don't wish to have a number of crossbows cushion me just yet. If this is where we need to go, we should plan what we intend to do cautiously." And she kind of brings herself low, deep beneath the canopy of the trees, and finds a small clearing. There are no animal sounds. The rest of the jungle throughout all your trip has been noisy, loud, but here there is nothing but deathly silence. The trees are... The brown bark is replaced by thick black, almost like a carapace covering the bark itself. The leaves have lost a kind of vibrant green. Many of them have red, thick veins running through the leaves and vines that almost seem to pulse like they're alive. There is a dread kind of a feeling of fear and caution in the air. And you know that the camp with the Flaming Fist and Lascal is perhaps a couple of hours ahead, just on the outskirts of the city. But the voice in your head, Obu, confirms that that is the ancient city of Omu. He remarks, when you see that, he's like, curious. Perhaps one of them have found one of my brothers. Not many know the location of Omu. Quite interesting indeed. And that is where we're going to leave things today, because we've got to read some messages and things like that. And it seems like a pretty good way to stop. Sure. On the outskirts of Omu, with a new trickster spirit in your brain.
Yeah, nice.
I am having a great time annoying Cromsby right now.
There you go.
Thea's goal in life is to annoy Cromsby as much as physically possible, and this is great.
Breastplate you picked up.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, I don't know. What I was going to ask you about
that breastplate, it is +1 breastplate. So breastplate is medium armor. And it is, what did I have it down as?
So that puts my armor class up to 20 then?
Now, that benefit only if you're wearing armor. If you're not wearing armor,
okay,
sorry. And honestly, no armor would ever make it that high.
I can wear medium armor.
You don't get your unarmored defense, but it might be higher regardless. You can wear light armor as a rogue. It is +1, and it is a type of resistance armor, I think. I think I had it as acid resistance. Yeah, acid resistance.
Then just one of you two.
So breastplate is...
Seeing as I'm souped up at the moment.
I think Birdman can technically wear it as well. I think you can wear medium. But
a bit
not.
squishy.
I'm sure you're not going to give it to him.
I can wear medium armor.
Not that
I can wear medium armor.
I can wear
Not that everyone's going to give it to. So breastplate. It is a base armor class of 14 plus dex modifier, but only up to a maximum of 2. So what's your dex modifier, Kayla?
1.
So you could wear this. So it would be 14 plus 1 for your dex, 15 plus 1 because it's magic, so it'd be 16. So technically it'd be 1 higher, and you would have acid resistance while you wear it.
Yeah. What about you, Birdman?
I had what?
Your dex is 16, right?
Yeah.
So you would only get +2 from this anyway. So I don't know. It would make your AC higher, but it'd make your AC 1 higher as well.
Yeah.
He's got less hit points.
You take it, Birdman.
There you go.
So it's dwarven in design, but when you put it on and attune to it, it shrinks and creates holes for your wings and everything else, and fits you comfortably. +1 breastplate of acid resistance.
I could attune to 4 items.
You can, because you are
He's
an
laid out
artificer
twos on everything.
from Unearthed Arcana.
Artificer.
Fun little class. Not super powerful, but pretty fun. Although your acid flasks are pretty scary from what I remember, like your
It's a
alchemy stuff.
good thing I've got those. I do.
That's a
What
face
damage
of a
does
man
it
who
do?
knows what he's
Like
doing.
7th level, 8th level?
At 7th level, 46.
46. Wow, that's pretty good considering you can throw any number of them.
Did you
30
expect
feet.
us to team up with the dragon?
It was a possibility. If you made a good enough offer, if you convinced her, if you gave her something that she valued enough, she was going to help you.
What if we had to fight it? Do you think we'd be just incinerated instantly?
We will never
It would have been a
know.
very tough fight. Especially since you were already hurting from the
Yeah.
previous fight. And basically the main two things that I had down was that you would try and distract her and sneak away. Because she wouldn't have probably followed you because she doesn't like leaving her lair. Or you would have kind of convinced her to help you and get out basically.
I pulled that way too hard.
What?
Carry on.
Did you just like burn yourself?
I
by
just pulled my
throwing-
finger.
Oh, you just like dislocated your finger basically.
Pretty much.
In the flying, does that count as a long
I was
rest?
going to ask the same thing.
Yes, you've had 3 days. Yeah,
Oh,
you guys have all had long rests. So
Just that.
just remember, you don't automatically get. Well, after 3 days, we'll say you guys are all on max hit points, max spell slots, everything else.
Can he do 3 con saves for his mind?
Now I'm going to leave that up to however Matt wants to suffer the mental
Gonna be a
trauma of
grumpy
having
bastard.
an incredibly annoying voice in his head the entire time. And if you're wondering how he sounds, if you've ever watched Green Wing,
Oh, I thought you were going
what's his name?
Alan Statham.
Alan Statham. Yeah. So
Okay.
Bloody bastard.
Barnabas.
it's Barnabas. Yeah.
Barnabas Purse.
Let's just rub our nipples to keep them warm.
Oh, they seem to be retracting.
They're retracting. Yes.
Let's read some donations, please.
Sign off from D&D first before that. There's a
No, the
dice there.
dice. There's a dice there. I just think he's asking for the orange.
I want the
I was
orange.
like, why are you making me touch orange peel?
Thank you so
But
much.
you did it. That's the.
If you've been watching on /D&D, thank you very much. Hope you enjoyed this.
We'll be back next week
Yeah, indeed.
More
So
time.
come
for
join us
more High Rollers, Uncharted territory.
then. Same time, same place.
Hashtag save Martok.
Yeah.
Hashtag
Save
always annoy
Cromsby's mind.
Cromsby.
Yeah. And now on Yogscast, we're going to read some donations.
Indeed.
Shall I start?
Yeah.
Black Nugget 06. Super happy, woke up to see I won the charity auction for High
congrats.
Rollers poster. Can't wait to get it. Thanks to you guys for doing cool things like this. Question: is there any way all you could sign it? If not, totally understand. Thanks
So
again.
here,
I'm
isn't it?
sure. I think it is or
If we
will
can
be.
find it,
Jane will make
we
us
will sign it.
I'm sure Jane will make us sign it. Jane's very good at.
Jane's
sorting
very
that
good
stuff
at just sitting us down and being like, do it.
out. Do it now. So there you go. Thank you, Black Nugget.
Next one.
Sam, please go, Sam.
There we go.
Billy
did it.
Sage, 123.
420.
At High Rollers, question: does an Eldritch Knight need to drop his or her weapon when casting spells? Would the Warcaster feat solve this?
I love the fact that you've got this fucking question. You're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't even know what you're saying. At this point.
What are
Like,
you saying to me? What language is this? By the way, thank you for all being so awesome.
if it's a two-handed weapon, yes, I believe that you still need to have a hand free. But if you take the Warcaster feat, I would say no. That would be my ruling on that.
Like, yeah, holding a sword.
Because spellcasting, if it has a somatic component, you have to basically make weird hand gestures to cast spells. Like Expelliarmus, yeah. Like Doctor Strange doing all of this.
Explain it to me in language.
In words that I can basically, you know how like Doctor Strange has to do this?
Yeah.
You have to do that as
Yeah.
well. Whereas I think the Warcaster feat is you don't have to do that anymore. Yeah, what is it? Is it that
like
for
the-
is that for the portal spell, and then he does like that or
He
something?
does
like that?
things.
Either way. Next donation.
Nightjar has